Kentucky fans, if you're listening, I just want you to think about this. I know there's differences between the older fans and the younger fans, kind of how this works out. Mark Stoops does not need to be at Kentucky anymore, okay? I don't care if you're fine with your, oh, we're average now. You used to be Blue Vanderbilt. Everybody gets it. Yay for you. Mark Stoops got the program to being average 6 to 8 wins. Well, guess what? The SEC East isn't here anymore. You're not guaranteed games against lesser opponents, which he is now starting to lose those games. And Texas and Oklahoma are coming in, programs that will always be better than you. You have to at least accept that you can go up a little bit more. Why sit there and pay an average coach what a salary of a good coach? You are paying this man, he's tied for the 9th highest paid head coach in college football. He's making more than coaches that are going to do more and have done plenty more than he ever will. Okay, Mark Stoops, good guy, great, everything, but we're just talking strictly football here. I don't care about all the stuff outside of it. Kentucky, look, he showed the younger generation of fans that 10 wins is possible at Kentucky, okay? He has shown that you can build, so why not expect some more improvement? Why not expect a better average to raise the ceiling a little bit more instead of sitting here? I've never understood fans who will just sit there and settle. Like, you're settling for mediocrity, like, okay, yeah, let's keep paying him that shitload of money for our 6 to 7 wins. We're just not a historical football school. There's a lot of schools that have gotten better. There's schools that can say that. Look at Utah, for example. I mean, just progressive climb. Obviously, you're in the SEC. No one's saying you're going to be Georgia. You're not going to be a national championship program. But there's no reason to sit back and just kick your feet up and be like, yeah, we're going to pay him a shitload of money. You know what you could do if you want to be average? You could probably be a better average team if you get a different coach and allocate some of the money you used to pay him back into the program. Guys like John Sumrall, who I didn't even know he played at Kentucky. I did not know that until today. And I've been advocating for John Sumrall for any power job for like the last year. I didn't know that until Kyle Tucker tweeted something about him. And I was like, wow, Kyle Tucker agrees with me. He writes for Kentucky, some Kentucky site, not specific, sure. But he said Kentucky's biggest nightmare should be another power conference program hiring John Sumrall first. And I was like, wow, he's not wrong, because Florida right now, it's looking like little Billy's not going to be there too much longer. Oh, another thing real quick, if you want to bring up the Florida wins for Kentucky and the Tennessee wins in Knoxville and Gainesville, spare me. Was it 2020 when you beat Tennessee and Knoxville? Let's go back and look at those now. In the moment, yeah, great. That Tennessee team was awful. 3-7. Those 3 wins got vacated, by the way. I'm pretty sure 3 wins was the least amount they've had since like 1926. And the current Florida program that you have a little winning streak over is like the worst Florida time since like the Great Depression. So congrats on that. When you really look back at it, the Florida and Tennessee that you could never beat weren't the Florida and Tennessees that you actually beat. Everyone was like, Mark Stoops has got the sweetest job in America, because nobody gives a shit about Mark Stoops sitting there if he just keeps doing 8 wins. Well, like I said, those 8 wins, 6 to 8 wins aren't guaranteed every year now with Texas and Oklahoma coming in, and you don't have the SEC East schedule. I'm telling you, man, you got to go with Sumrall. I think that's just my opinion. He was already there coaching under Stoops anyways. He was there, I believe, for the 10-win season. What was it, 2018, when y'all had 10 wins before he went to Troy and won back-to-back conference titles, by the way, at Troy. Now he's at Tulane, almost beat Kansas State at home, and then this past week held Oklahoma pretty well. Pretty well. A lot better than y'all would play against Oklahoma, most likely. The Georgia game has just been one of those things, if you want to say, well, we just played Georgia pretty good. Every time they've come to Lexington, it's just been weird. It's just one of those places. Most teams have that one place where things just get weird, and Lexington just so happens to be that for Georgia. And your coach was a coward, didn't go for it with the 4th down thing. I'm sorry, he was. Sitting back there, just propping your feet up like, you know what? The team that's more talented me everywhere, that sometimes it only takes one play for something to happen for a team like this, let's do that. You should have went for it, dude. That was... Eventually, the bar's it's going to average out, and the bar's just going to keep getting lower if you keep thinking that way. Kentucky can be a better program in this modern era, especially with the money and things coming in. I just don't understand, man. I don't understand the settling for average when you've shown that you can improve. But, you know, it's the easy thing to do. So, Kentucky fans, I know it's a battle between mainly the old fans and the young fans, but I think you can be a better program than you give yourself credit for. However, we'll never know, because if you just sit there and pay an average coach a great coach's salary, you're going to sit there and twiddle your thumbs and watch your program just fade into complete irrelevancy.